Let's have a look at some of the point scorers, the highest point scorers from each position. We'll go through them and then give you a bit of a more detailed run through on some of the ones that caught my eye. Starting off, we've got Jack Bolton on 11 points for goalkeepers, Hennessy on 9, Lossell on 8 and Gomez on 7. Now, Butland scoring 11 points. Very good performance against Arsenal. You're looking at the fact he's picked up 3 bonus points despite Jesse getting the winning goal. He made 6 saves, which is a very good total indeed, and leads up onto 11 points. Now, would I bring him in? Interesting. Interesting. No, I wouldn't delay that. He's £5 million. Stoke still look worrying for me, although it was a good performance and again shut out in a very defensive way. I wouldn't risk it just now. There are better options, maybe even Hennessy at 0.5 lower, who with 9 points didn't even get a clean sheet. He got himself 3 bonus points and made a massive amount of saves, but no bonus points. He, with Lossell and Gomez underneath him, does that represent 3 really different options? Because Watford again, looks much better than they did last season. So could he be worth bringing in for those home games? And also more clean sheets than usual for Gomez. You also got Lossell, 2 clean sheets for Huddersfield, and maybe even more coming up looking at their fixtures. So Lossell could be one to bring in with 8 points. But interesting about goalkeepers, and interesting goalkeepers who got the scores this game week. Following on from that, we've got the defenders, where Alonso picks up 16 and the biggest scorer this game week. Maguire and Bailey on 15. You've got Schindler on 9, Robertson on 9, and Neom on 9. Of course, we have to start off with Marcus Alonso. The bloke has scored 16 flipping points. My goodness. And Maguire as well on 15 and Bailey on 15. 3 very different options. Alonso probably, if he has another good game week, look at a must-have. But he's shown he can be on set plays. Granted, there is no Hazard, there's no Fabregas. Willian departed from it because on the left foot side, I believe. David Luiz also on there. So it's different, free kick takers for different situations. But Alonso showed what he could do, and I feel like it could be a sign of things to come. You also got Maguire on 15, second game week in a row. He's had attacking returns. Maybe it's time for things to come for FPL managers. We've got Bailey on 15, one I predicted in my preview, although I did predict Walker, so ignore that one, is -2. Bailey, however, on 15 is a great person to bring in. For me, he's yes, he's got 20 points in total, 15 which from this game week. He won't score every week, but he's the most, he's the defender that's going to stay in the team the most, and at just 6.1 million, could be worth bringing in. You also got Schindler, Robertson and Neom, the 3 defenders getting 9 points. Schindler again showing he's high up in the bonus point rankings for Huddersfield, this time picking up 3, despite the fact Aaron Moy scored the winner. Robertson coming into the team got 9, but again with Milner Moreno, it's risky to bring him in. And Neom is one to bring in, but maybe I would maybe look at Hegazi, but how long is he going to be in the team for? He's producing good performances, so he could stay in for a little bit while, even if the Evans and Macaulay stay fit, and of course stay at the club with Evans subject to a bid from Manchester City. Moving on to midfield, we have Paul Pogba on 15, Mahrez and Richarlison, I believe you say, at 11, Moy, Mkhitaryan and Jesse on 10. Starting off with Paul Pogba on 15. The man was insane, and you should be bringing him in. Overnight on Tuesday, early Tuesday morning, Mkhitaryan went up, but Pogba didn't. So all of a sudden now, people will be flocking to Pogba, and he's not going to be uploaded. He's not going to be, by the time this should be uploaded on Tuesday, he still hasn't gone up. He shouldn't go up until late that night. So if you are looking to see who to bring in, I'd say definitely Pogba. He's due to go up at least 1 before the start of the game week, and of course, I think Leicester at home could be worth bringing him in for. Mahrez as well on 11. Really good performance from him, but Leicester's fixtures look tough. I'd maybe go away from him for that. Richarlison with another good attacking returns. Started this one really well, and would he be worth bringing in? Who knows? Watford still a bit of unknowns about him, but they look a lot better than last season, so could be worth taking a risk on at just £6 million. Moy though is at 5.5 and picked up 10 points. No attacking returns from him. Could he be worth the risk in your team? You also got Mkhitaryan on 10. He's now 8.2, so a little less, I'd say, than Pogba. With Jesse also on 10, he's played 1 game, scored 1 goal. I'd hold off until we see more of him, because it could be a little bit of a flash in the pan. And lastly, we've got the 5 strikers. We've got Chicharito on 13. We've got Wayne Rooney's 200th goal, putting him on 8. Okazaki, Austin and Gabbiadini grabbing 7 points. Chicharito though, 2 poachers goals from an absolute beast of a poacher. Shows you why he is fantastic at what he does. Always Premier League goals, been inside the box, which may be saying, oh yeah, well, it could be shoot from out wide, where's his variety? He doesn't need variety. He knows where the goals are. He knows how to get them. He knows where he needs to be positioned to get in the right, to get in the right place for the goal. And that for me is why Chicharito is so deadly. At £7 million, bit of a bargain. Online, bit of a bargain. We also got Rooney on 8.5 and 7.5, sorry, and 8 points. He is one that is catching my eyes. 2 goals in 2 game weeks now. He loves scoring against the big teams, so it could be worth bringing in, even though Everton have tough fixtures for the next 3. Oh, Kazaki scored 7. I would worry about him. 5.4. He's not worth worrying about too much. I think he'll be very much gone soon. We've also got Austin on 7 and Gabbiadini on 7 now. 2 Southampton strikers. They both didn't start up top together, but could be a case of Austin coming back to full fitness and replacing Gabbiadini. But Gabbiadini scored from open play. Austin scored a penalty. It's worth remembering that. Gabbiadini though looks good. Second time he's hit the post. He's hit the post in 2 games now. He's also scored in 1, so it looks good for Gabbiadini. I would hold off on him signing him out just yet. I think he could do well still. But let's take a more in-depth look at some of the players that caught my eye and scored big this game week. Starting off with the man Wayne Hennessy. Wayne Hennessy comes in at £4.5 million at the time of the recording, with 9 points picked up from this game week and owned by just 1.6% of people. Now, he didn't even get a clean sheet this game week. Conceded 1 goal against Liverpool with 12 saves, picking up 3 bonus points, lands him with a massive 9 points. Considering without the clean sheet, it's a pretty impressive points total. We also have Marcus Alonso from Chelsea in the defence. He racked up a very solid 16 points at £7 million. Showed his attacking returns as well with 2 goals this game week, picking up 3 bonus points in Chelsea's 2-1 win at Wembley. Owned by just over 14% of people though, could be a little bit differential and due for a little bit of a rise after his massive points haul. Next up we've got Paul Pogba of Manchester United. The flamboyant midfielder is owned by just under 30% of people, picked up 15 points this game week. With 1 goal and 2 assists to his name on FPL, he is definitely making a big name and a big statement this game week and this season in general. He also picks up the clean sheet points again as another 4-0 win, picks up another clean sheet. Pogba most certainly is one to watch. Following on, we have a very different prospect in midfield, £2.1 million less than Pogba. It's Richarlison of Watford. Picks up 11 points this game week with a very important goal in their 2-0 win. 3 bonus points as well with a clean sheet, 0.2. He's one to keep your eye on. Injuries have forced him into being played, and I feel like he could stay that way if he carries on the way he's playing. Huddersfield's Aaron Moy is up next with 10 points scored, another week, another set of attacking returns and 2 bonus points with a clean sheet point added onto that for the Australian. Now Huddersfield have got a few easy fixtures after that, but then it gets a bit tougher. So for Aaron Moy, get him in while he's hot, then transfer him out once he's risen if he continues his attacking returns. We also have more Man United coverage with Mkhitaryan coming in at just 0.1 more than Pogba at 8.2. He scored 10 points this game week, 2 assists and known by just over 15% of people. Makes him a very tidy prospect, and if you don't get Pogba in by the time he rises, Mkhitaryan will probably be my favourite. And lastly, we've got the little P Chicharito. West Ham's forward value now at 7.1, has scored 13 points this game week despite being on the losing side of a fixture. Owned by just over 24% of people. He has 2 goals to his name in 2 games and didn't score in the first game week. Great attacking positioning, great attacking play, great finishing, and I think Chicharito is definitely one to be keeping your eye on for these next few game weeks.